Hello, I'm Becky Bagley, a certified nurse midwife in North Carolina and a doctoral student at Duke University. This video has been prepared to help explain the problem of physician supervision in our Nurse Practice Act. I've asked several certified nurse midwives the following question: how has physician supervision prevented you from providing care to women in your county? Let's see how they responded.
In September of 1996, I joined a 5-physician practice in Charlotte, North Carolina. In March of 1999, we were called into the physicians' meeting and given notice that they were closing the midwifery service because we were not making enough money. I have been driving for about 3 years to and from Rock Hill, South Carolina, and Chapel Hill, North Carolina, to be able to have a full-time midwifery position. I think if supervision was taken out of our language in our statute, it would make it much easier for nurse midwives to practice as they are trained and educated.
Well, for me, physician supervision has made it hard here in New Hanover County to provide midwifery care to the women who need it. It arose because the physicians I was working with decided that they no longer wanted to support a midwifery service, and also from the fact that the hospital had a requirement that the physician, the supervising physician for a midwife, needed to be in the hospital at the time that a midwife was attending a woman in labor. Without their support and their willingness to sign on as our supervisors, we were left unemployed. So I feel like the options for women here in terms of seeking midwifery care for pregnancy and childbirth have really been reduced. The OBGYN department decided many years ago that physician supervision meant the midwife needed her supervising physician in the hospital. So that becomes really economically impossible to have 2 qualified providers in the same place at the same time for one job.
Hi Becky, thank you for this opportunity to contribute to the important work of improving the quality of and access to health care. My name is Jane Gledhill. I'm a certified nurse midwife. I have a home birth practice in the Triangle area of North Carolina. There are no physicians in my community who are willing to supervise a home birth CNM or provide home birth services themselves. Therefore, the women and families of this community who choose to have a home birth are unable to find a qualified care provider. I receive regular inquiries regarding home birth from women in my area, and it is so sad to turn them down.
This issue also affects nurse midwifery students. Let's hear from 2 previous students who dropped out of the educational program and realizing they would not be able to get jobs as nurse midwives in their hometowns due to the lack of a supervising physician.
My name is Heather Jeanette, and I live in Buxton, North Carolina. I was formerly enrolled in the nurse midwifery program at East Carolina University. Unfortunately, I've had to withdraw from the program. There are 2 OBGYN groups in my area, and neither of those groups employ or train midwives. In order to find a supervising physician, I would have had to travel a minimum of 2 to 3 hours, and that amount of travel, more relocating, is an option for me and my family at this time. So, given those circumstances, I've had to withdraw from the program.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Green. I live and work in Hertford County here in North Carolina. I was accepted into the midwifery program in August of 2010, and I ended up leaving the program because I felt like I would not be able to get a job after I graduated. The area where I live is where I'm from. I don't really want to move, and my husband already has an established career there that he's very successful at. I don't really feel like that midwives have the physician support in the area where I would want to work, and so I did not feel like continuing the program would be good for me because I would not be able to get employment as a midwife.
My most recent experience of practicing as a nurse midwife was with Hyde County Health Department. I look for
forward to and am excited about the future of the possibilities with the use of telemedicine that is being initiated this January at the agency. The initial focus will be limited to primary care of all genders and all ages, but the future includes specialties with links such as to ECU and maybe even to the physicians in Washington that were my OB backups. Just to dream the possibilities of providing care to women who could be evaluated face-to-face in discussions regarding collaborative care, providing the women access to care at home and limiting their drive to either 2 hours to Greenville or 1 hour to Washington. These things are possible to provide safe care to women at remote locations. One important barrier to remove is the regulatory language such as supervision that may limit both physician and nurse midwife from dreaming and providing that care.
You have heard from a few nurse midwives in our state. However, there are many more with similar stories. As of November 2012, there's a total of 332 nurse midwives in North Carolina. 256 are approved to practice as CNMs. 76 hold current RN licenses but do not have approval to practice as a nurse midwife. Many of these CNMs do not have approval to practice because of the lack of physician supervision. If we could remove the language of supervision from our Midwifery Practice Act, many of these nurse midwives could be added to our workforce. I encourage you to support the removal of physician supervision from our Nurse Midwifery Practice Act.